Welcome to all of our new visitors. Prior to commencing today's film, allow me to beg for help for a brief moment. If you like what we have to offer, please contemplate giving this video a like, joining our YouTube channel, and leaving a comment below. Your participation enables us to reach a wider audience and produce deeper material for you. Let's now examine what to anticipate from today's video. We're going to look at some really crucial Stoic advice on turning failure into achievement. We can all relate on this topic because we all face obstacles and failures while working for our objectives. The truth is that the most interesting parts of this movie are disclosed at the conclusion. I thus urge everyone to stay put to watch the whole thing. You aren't going to want to miss out on the important topics we'll be covering. I promise it is only going to become more intriguing as we go. Without any further ado, let's explore the fascinating realm of Stoicism and discover how to conquer failure. You to watch the entire video to benefit the most from the helpful details we are going to be providing. 1. Acceptance. Failure is a fundamental element of the journey through life, according to Stoicism, which stresses the need of facing failure without opposition or avoidance. Acknowledging failure as an inevitable component of life helps people create a resilient and a growth-focused mindset. Stoics see failure as an occasion for growth and improving yourself rather than as a reflection of their flaws. Accept enables people to handle failure with dignity and respect, so they are able to acquire important lessons from what they have endured. A shift in viewpoint enables people to overcome anxiety and insecurity that could otherwise immobilize them and move forward with their perseverance and resolve. 2. Master control. Stoicism places an immense value on focusing on one's own thoughts, deeds, and attitudes rather than spending attention on outside forces that are beyond one's influence. Persons can handle failure with more agency and autonomy when they spend their efforts on the areas of life that they can manage. This change in viewpoint enables people to stop feeling defeated or helpless as a result of uncontrollable circumstances and to take proactive steps toward success. Stoics develop a sense of empowerment and responsibility through recognizing the disparity between what they are able to and cannot control. This lets them approach failures with focus and meaning. 3. Adaptability. The value of establishing resilience, the capacity to confront obstacles and failures with a higher level of vigor, is a lesson that Stoicism imparts. Stoics see failure being an occasion to reinforce their character and fortitude rather than as an ongoing or unsurmountable hurdle. Through accepting failure, face bravery and resilience, people can develop the inner fortitude needed for remaining going when faced with difficulties. Because individuals now think setbacks are short and reversible, people can face defeat with faith and drive. By developing resilience, people can use tragedy as an outlet for personal development and embrace its converting power. 4. Flexibility. When faced with failure, patience urges persons to be flexible and willing to modify what they do and how they do it as necessary. Stoics recognize that in a reaction to changing situations, it's critical to maintain flexibility and a willingness to adapt rather than becoming inflexible or set in their ways. By appreciating change and uncertainty, individuals are able to cope disappointment with greater ease and resilience. This capacity for adaptation enables individuals to find other paths to achievement, even in the face of mistakes and hurdles. Through adaptability, folks can turn failure into a chance for creativity and progress, ultimately emerging stronger and more resilient on the journey towards the objectives they have set. 5. Mindfulness. Stoicism builds the discipline of mindfulness, staying there and aware of one's opinions, emotions, and habits, especially during times of failure. By exercising mindfulness, individuals may watch how they react to failure honestly and without prejudices, which enables them to react calmly and clearly. Being aware of myself helps persons deal with failure more easily and well, preventing spontaneous or reactionary actions that could make things worse. Consumers can confront failure with a sense of composure and perspective as they remain rooted in the present, which empowers them to come to educated choices and take proactive steps towards accomplishment. 6. From a distance. Stoicism emphasizes the number of keeping an optimistic perspective on failure and viewing it as a temporary setback in contrast to an ultimate loss. People can face setbacks with optimism and resilience if they reframe failure as a normal process of development. This change in viewpoint enables people to see failures as an avenue for development and improvement in oneself as opposed to as a reflection of their value or competence. People can pick up important lessons and gain vital insights from their setbacks by maintaining an optimistic mindset, which they are able to employ to move them on their path to success. 7. Appreciation. People who pursue Stoicism tend to have a more appreciative of their failures, viewing them as vital lessons earned along the way to success. Stoics see failure as a chance for learning and development, not as something to be ashamed of or saddened about. People can turn their attention from negativity to admiration to gain resilience and insight from their failures by accepting failure without thanks. People who engage in this thankfulness discipline have a greater ability to face failure with grace and humility due to their understanding that obstacles will inevitably arise on the path to success. By practicing gratitude, people can turn failure into a source of fortitude and energy that they can ultimately use to go forward on their road to their goal. 8. Self-awareness. The value of self-awareness, the capacity to recognize one's own virtues, faults, and behavior patterns, is emphasized by apathy. Through developing self-worth, persons may handle failure with more clarity and understanding, helping them draw lessons from their mistakes and turn them into chances of evolution. Instead of making the same mistakes or interacting in the exact same manner repeatedly, self-reflection enables people to see the places they need to grow and take proactive measures to succeed. Those who are self-aware can face failure with curiosity and humility, knowing that it presents possibilities for personal development and important teachings. By developing self-awareness, people can use failure as a springboard for growth and self-improvement, which will ultimately make them harder and flexible in the face of hardship. 9. Bravery. Stoicism inspires humans to take forward problems with bravery and commitment by emphasizing the virtue of courage faced with the prospect of defeat. Stoics believe that fortitude is necessary to overcome obstacles on the road in achievement, rather than giving in to fear or despair. With this fresh point of view, people may face failure with resilience and bravery because they know they have what it takes to keep going. Persons may overcome failure with dignity and grace if they can find their own personal strength. When they do, they will come out a lot more resistant. With enough bravery, people can use failure as a trampoline for their own growth and can even use it to move themselves further to their objectives. 10. Be patient. Since success frequently calls perseverance and patience, Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the value of possessing patience when facing setbacks. Stoics recognize the importance of patience in overcoming setbacks and hurdles on the path towards achievement, and they choose to exercise it prior to giving up or becoming frustrated. Because success can sometimes be uncertain or instantaneous, this adjustment in viewpoint enables people face failure with a sense of composure. People who practice patience are more capable to remain optimistic and goal-focused in the face of great adversity. People who possess patience are able to handle the challenges that life presents with grace and resilience, finally excelling in their endeavors with perseverance and determination. 11. Goal. Stoicism emphasizes how essential it is staying true to one's purpose and long-term objectives, especially while facing setbacks. People can find meaning in their setbacks and keep going in the face of hardship by rooted in a mission. Knowing if their attempts are in line with their values and goals gives people the courage to persevere in the face of adversity. People can develop resilience and determination even in the face of failures by keeping minds on what they want from life. A person's purpose can act as a beacon showing the way ahead and giving them the determination to go over obstacles during their pursuit of accomplishment. 12. Main point. Stoicism pushes people to remain completely focused even in the face of failure, focusing their efforts on goals plus behaviors that will be beneficial. One can prevent one from getting swept away by unfavorable feelings or outside temptations by maintaining their attention on the activity at hand. Without difficulties, individuals can efficiently channel their energy and draw closer to what they want because to this laser-like focus, humans may overcome failure with clarity and resolve if they focus on what genuinely is significant, which will ultimately increase their probabilities of achieving success. Concentration is a potent resilience plan, which allows people to stick with their goals and overcome barriers in the face of difficulty. 13. Self-control. The virtues of discipline, the capability to uphold one's duties and ideals in the face of setbacks, are prized in optimism. People who practice discipline are able to remain positive in the face of adversity and not let short-term barriers break you. When things get difficult, this steadiness helps people to stay genuine to their own beliefs and objectives. People who practice discipline are capable to face failure head-on with integrity and adaptability, comes out stronger and more resilient on the other side. The foundation of success is discipline, which lays the groundwork to ongoing growth and forward motion even in the face of adversity. 14. Gratitude. Stoicism encourages folks to accept their error and limitations with grace and emphasizes the value of modesty in the face of loss. People can develop a perspective on growth and learn from their knowledge by accepting humility. Because of the humility, people are able to see failure with an open mind and the knowledge of knowing they can always do better. Through accepting positive feedback and comments with humility, people may evolve and grow, being more resilient and adaptive when faced with challenges. As the inspiration behind personal development, humility allows people to overcome obstacles and succeed via ongoing education and self-improvement. 15. Optimism. Even in the face of abandonment, Stoicism encourages maintaining an optimistic mindset. People who have a positive outlook on life are able to face obstacles head-on with determination or optimism, viewing them as chances for personal improvement. People that possess this optimism are able to rise above obstacles, great decency and resolve, refusing to let short-term failures characterize themselves. People can handle failure with clarity and purpose should they concentrate on solutions rather than issues. This will ultimately increase their chances of success. Resilience can be greatly enhanced by joy, which enables people to stay motivated and forward-moving despite times of adversity. 16. Tenacity. The attributes of perseverance, the capacity to bear difficulties and disappointments along the path to success, are valued by Stoicism. People who practice persistence are able to face setbacks with fortitude and resolve, not letting transitory failures stop them. People with this steadfastness are able to stay the course in chasing their objectives in the face of difficulty. People are able to conquer obstacles and succeed by persevering in the face of failing, eventually reaching their full potential. Perseverance is an indication of resilience's strength. It allows people to get through hardship or come back stronger on the other half. 17. Knowledge. Stoicism lays an extreme value on learning from failure and viewing it as a useful tool for achieving accomplishment. People can obtain important insights and perspectives by pondering back on their experiences and picking out lessons through their failures. People with this insight are able to make well-informed judgments and purposefully and clearly navigate forthcoming challenges. Individuals who see failure as a chance for growth in themselves may cultivate resilience and adaptability, which will in the end boost their prospects of success. As a guiding light, wisdom shines the way ahead and gives the knowledge required to go beyond challenges to gather the route of achievement. 18. Honesty. Stoicism emphasizes the necessity it is to stick to one's morals and ideals and keep integrity in the face of unexpected defeat. People who maintain their integrity can handle mistakes without dignity and grace, never sacrificing their ethics or values. Being genuine to who they are allows people to face failure with courage and conviction because they are unwavering in their permanence. People get the respect and trust of others by being honest, which finally opens opportunities to success. Integrity is the foundation of resiliency. It affords one the courage and strength to face difficulties directly and succeed. 19. Control of emotions. When faced via failure, Stoicism promotes the use of emotional management techniques to control one's emotions and react calmly and rationally. When individuals remain emotionally sound, they are able to face obstacles directly, conquering bad feelings with fortitude and drive. In spite of difficulties, people who possess this self-control are able to make deliberate decisions and behave positively. People may handle failure without grace and respect if they can control their emotions, which will in the end boost their probabilities of success. Resilience can be greatly improved by controlling one's emotions, which enables people to maintain calmness and focus in the face of adversity. 20. Grit. Grit is the quality of combining energy and tenacity in the achievement of long-term objectives, and conservatism proclaims this quality. Grit is the ability to face failure with resilience and persistence, not letting setbacks or barriers stop people. People with this steadfastness are able to persevere in achieving whatever they want in the face of difficulty. People can conquer difficulties and succeed by using their grit, which will one day enable them to attain their full potential. Grit is evidence of the power of resilience, permitting people to overcome hardship and come back stronger on the other side. 21. Being inventive. Resourcefulness, or a knack to overcome setbacks with coming up with innovative solutions and making the most of what is available resources, is fostered by Stoicism. When someone has resourceful, they can overcome hurdles and approach failures with innovation and adaptability, discovering new routes to success. This methodology encourages individuals to think outside of their comfort zones and seek unusual solutions, ultimately enhancing their capacity for resilience and effectiveness in overcoming failure. Being innovative enables people to overcome obstacles with self-assurance and perseverance, eventually accomplishing their objectives by inventiveness or persistence. 22. Positivity. Even when confronted with failure, apathy involves hanging on to optimism. By maintaining a positive mentality, people may overcome setbacks with resiliency and resolve, refusing to enable temporary barriers stop them. When faced with hardship, individuals have been able to maintain their motivation and energy because of his positivity. People can handle disappointment with simplicity and meaning if they focus on solutions rather than issues. This will ultimately boost their chances of success. Resilience can be greatly boosted by optimism, which enables people retain a sense of hope in the face of adversity. 23. Introspection. Stoicism places a high value on the importance of introspection and learning from errors made by oneself, especially whenever one has failed. Self-reflection can help persons gain important ideas and viewpoints, which will ultimately increase their self-awareness and personal progress. Through reflection, people can pinpoint their areas of weakness and begin making helpful adjustments, which in turn strengthens the capacity for bounce back from setbacks and become more resilient. Self-reflection is a potent educational and growth tool that enables people to arrive at insightful conclusions from their past experiences and apply these insights to new situations. 24. Pardoning. The practice of Stoicism underscores the value of forgiving oneself and others when one fails. People can let go of their previous transgressions and failings and finally release themselves from the weight of shame and guilt by engaging in self-forgiveness practices. People who possess this compassion for ourselves are able to accept failure with humility and grace and refuse to let their mistakes define them. People can let go of their wrath and resentment by forgiving others, which eventually promotes peace and reconciliation. Forgiveness is a potent healing and growth tool that enables people to go forward with a fresh sense of direction and purpose. 25. Self-reliance. In order to practice Stoicism, someone must learn to be independent, even when one is failing. People can overcome obstacles with confidence and resiliency by depending on their own skills and resources instead than depending on other people to succeed. People who are self-reliant are able to face failure with a sense of agency and autonomy, which in turn makes them more resilient and capable of conquering challenges. Folks who are independent are finally able to take charge of their lives and decisions and realize their objectives on their own terms. 26. Calmness. Stoicism emphasizes the need of remaining calm even when faced with defeat. People who practice inner peace and calmness are better able to face obstacles head-on and remain composed without allowing their negative feelings or emotions to get the better of them. Even in the face of hardship, people with this emotional stability are able to make thoughtful judgments and act positively. People may handle failure with grace and resilience if they retain their composure, which will ultimately increase their chances of success. 27. Sensitivity. Stoicism requires the development of empathy, both for oneself and for others, especially in periods of failure. People who practice self-compassion and understanding are better able to handle failures with kindness and resilience, not being hard on themselves. People who possess this self-empathy are able to face failure with humility and grace, which eventually helps them become resilient and accept who they are. By showing empathy to others, people can create communities and relationships that support them, which in turn increases their adaptability and capacity to bounce back from setbacks. 28. Honesty. Being virtuous is essential to optimism, particularly when one is failing. When people operate in accordance with virtues like justice, courage, and wisdom, they may face obstacles head-on and maintain their integrity without compromising their ethics or morals. This congruence ultimately fosters a sense of self-respect and fulfillment by empowering people to negotiate failure with dignity and humanity. People can develop resilience and effective problem-solving skills by modeling virtue, which will ultimately enable them to accomplish their objectives with honor and integrity. 29. Independence. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of developing self-reliance, particularly when facing failure. People can overcome obstacles with confidence and resiliency by depending on their own skills and resources instead than depending on other people to succeed. People who are self-reliant are able to face failure with a sense of agency and autonomy, which in turn results in them becoming more resilient and capable of conquering challenges. 30. Adaptability. Stoicism calls for accepting flexibility, particularly when one is confronted with failure. People who are flexible and receptive to new ideas can respond to obstacles creatively and resiliently without being dogmatic or set in their ways. This adaptability makes it possible for people to investigate other strategies and solutions, which eventually improves their ability to overcome challenges. People that are flexible are able to overcome setbacks with grace and creativity, and they are ultimately able to achieve what they want by being adaptive and persistent. 31. Simplicity. A Stoic strategy for achievement encourages simplicity, particularly when faced with setbacks. A person can prevent needless complication and diversions that could impede productivity by maintaining things simple and focused. People are ultimately more likely to succeed because of this simplicity, which helps them to focus and stay on target. People who prioritize simplicity are better able to negotiate failure with efficiency and clarity, focus on what really matters, and avoiding needless complexity. 32. Kindness. Stoicism requires a practice of kindness, especially during difficult times. Sharing information, assets, and encouragement with others helps people build a sense of belonging and community that enables everyone to overcome obstacles together. Giving to others makes it possible for people to help others succeed, which eventually spreads resilience and optimism. Giving back to others enables people to face failure with dignity and compassion that they are a member of a community that encourages and supports one another. 33. Stay in the moment. Stoicism places a strong emphasis on the intrinsic worth of remaining anchored in the here and now, particularly while facing defeat. People can prevent themselves from worrying about the future or ruminating on past transgressions by keeping their attention in the present. People who have a present-focused attitude are able to respond to challenges with aim and purpose and handle setbacks with fortitude and clarity. People can handle failure with poise and grace if they remain in the present, which will eventually improve their chances of success. 34. Non-attachment. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of developing non-attachment, particularly while facing defeat. People can face disappointments with composure and acceptance if parents release their attachment to particular results or expectations. Because they are not attached to the results, they can accept failure as a necessary step on the path to success and accept that they have no influence over it. People can handle failure with grace and resilience when they let go of attachment to results. This eventually improves the ability to recover from setbacks and seize new possibilities with flexibility and openness. 35. Tranquility within. A key component of Stoicism is the cultivation of inner serenity, particularly while facing defeat. People who practice acceptance and tranquility are better able to face obstacles head-on and avoid being overtaken by negative feelings or reactions. People who possess this inner serenity are able to face difficulties head-on and come back stronger, keeping their integrity and sense of well-being intact. People who practice inner peace are better able to face failure with composure and acceptance, which eventually enhances their capacity to recover from setbacks and pursue their objectives with newfound zeal and resolve. 36. Accountability. Stoicism involves embracing accountability for one's deeds and their results, particularly when one is failing. Acknowledging responsibility enables people to grow and develop by learning from their errors and implementing constructive adjustments. Taking on this responsibility enables people to face obstacles with humility and morality, refusing to hold other people or situations accountable for their shortcomings. People may negotiate adversity with resilience and resolve when they take responsibility for their actions, which will ultimately improve their capacity to get past setbacks and succeed. 37. Reliability. Stoicism promotes a pragmatic response to failure, stressing the value of solving issues versus wallowing in them. Through the adoption of a pragmatic perspective, people can confront obstacles with lucidity and ingenuity, pinpointing concrete measures to surmount obstacles and progress. Because of their practicality, people are able to focus on what has to be done in order to reach their goals, rather than being overcome by negative feelings or self-doubt. People who put pragmatism first are better able to face failure and improve their chances of success in the long run. 38. Community. In Stoicism, community solidarity seems crucial, particularly during periods of failure. Those who surround themselves with like-minded people who have similar goals and values can receive support, direction, and encouragement that enable them to conquer obstacles as a team. People may overcome failure with resiliency and solidarity when they have a sense of community because they realize they are not the only ones going through difficult times. Building bonds and ties within a community allows people to lean on one another for support and motivation, which ultimately enhances their capacity to overcome obstacles and recommit to their objectives. 39. Self-control. In order to practice Stoicism, one needs to acquire self-discipline, particularly while facing failure. People who remain steadfast in their pursuit of their objectives and moral principles are able to face obstacles head-on, unfazed by detours or temptations. This self-control makes it possible for people to be consistent and focused in the face of difficulty, which eventually improves their capacity to overcome barriers and succeed. People who exercise self-control can overcome setbacks with honor and purpose, reaching their greatest potential and improving themselves in the process. 40. Kindness. Central to Stoicism is the practice of graciousness in both success and defeat. People can face failures with humility and respect if they show thanks for the chances failure presents for personal development and education. People who are grateful are able to grow personally by taking lessons from their experiences and changing for the better. People can traverse failures with resilience and resolve when they accept failure with grace and humility. This will ultimately increase their capacity to overcome hurdles and succeed. Being gracious is a potent resilience skill that helps people keep context and express gratitude in the face of hardship, which eventually results in increased happiness and contentment. 41. Recognizing impermanence. Accepting impermanence and understanding that both failure and success are fleeting are lessons learned from Stoicism. People can face setbacks with composure and acceptance when they recognize that everything is temporary and that the hard times will pass. This viewpoint makes it possible for people to experience more serenity and resiliency in the midst of hardship, encouraging them to face failure with courage and grace. 42. Adjusting to shifts. Stoicism requires willingness to embrace change, particularly in the face of failure. People who accept change as a necessary part of life are better able to deal with setbacks by being adaptable and resilient. Because of their ability to adapt, people can find fresh opportunities for success and progress, even in the face of difficult circumstances, by changing their plans and outlooks in response to failure. Accepting change helps people deal with failing creatively and nimbly, which eventually improves their capacity to go over challenges and accomplish their objectives. 43. Favorable criticism. A key component of Stoicism involves asking for and accepting constructive criticism, particularly when one is failing. People can obtain insightful opinions and viewpoints that can aid in their ability to grow and learn from their experiences by asking for and receiving feedback from others. Being receptive to criticism helps people see where they can grow and change for the better, which promotes success and personal development. Through accepting constructive criticism, people can learn to negotiate failure with humility and resilience, which will ultimately improve their knack to overcome obstacles and accomplish their objectives. 44. Success and humility. Stoicism emphasizes the significance of remaining humble, especially in times of prosperity. People can approach success with appreciation and perspective if they acknowledge the efforts of others and the roles that circumstance and luck played in their accomplishments. Because of their humility, people are able to stay grounded, concentrate on constant progress, and avoid becoming conceited or complacent in the face of achievement. People may traverse life's highs and lows with grace and integrity if they maintain the humility, which will ultimately lead to greater fulfillment. 45. Using your strengths. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of recognizing and utilizing one's strengths, particularly when challenged with failure. People can tackle setbacks with confidence and resilience by concentrating on their areas of skill and capability. By focusing on their strengths, people are better equipped to reach their full potential and overcome obstacles with ease and efficiency. People can succeed and overcome challenges by playing to their strengths, which ultimately leads to the realization of their full potential and the growth of their best selves. 46. The learning attitude. The core of Stoicism lies in cultivating a growth mentality that is centered on ongoing learning and development. People who face setbacks with curiosity and resilience can see failure as a chance for personal growth and development. Through this change of perspective, people are able to draw important lessons and insights from their experiences, which eventually makes them more resilient and adaptive in the face of difficulty. Adopting a growth mindset helps people face failure with hope and grit, which eventually improves their capacity to get over challenges and fulfill their objectives. 47. Equilibrium. Stoicism places an enormous value on maintaining equilibrium in all facets of life, particularly in the face of failure. People who prioritize wellness and self-care are better able to bounce back from setbacks and see things from different angles. People who possess this equilibrium are able to face obstacles with poise and dignity, resisting the need to give in to overwhelming feelings or bad vibes. Maintaining balance helps people maintain their psychological, emotional, and physical well-being, which in turn improves their capacity to recover from setbacks and pursue their objectives with newfound enthusiasm and resolve. 48. Innovative thinking. Stoicism emphasizes resource cultivation, particularly when dealing with failure. People who solve problems creatively and innovatively are able to face failures with resiliency and determination. Despite challenges, people with this ingenuity can identify different approaches and successful routes. People may overcome obstacles with confidence and effectiveness by using their resources and creativity. Ultimately, through persistence and adaptation, individuals can reach their goals. 49. Faith. Stoicism requires trust in oneself and one's skills, especially during difficult circumstances. People who are confident in themselves and believe in themselves can face obstacles head-on and persevere. People with this faith are able to overcome obstacles and maintain their concentration on their objectives, refusing to let minor setbacks deter them. People can handle failure with grace and integrity, eventually accomplishing their objectives and reaching their full potential by having faith in their skills and keeping their moral principles. 50. Gratitude. Stoicism is centered on the application of compassion, especially in the face of failure and toward oneself and others. People who are compassionate and nice to themselves may face disappointments with fortitude and empathy. When someone has self-compassion, they are able to face obstacles with dignity and grace and refrain from being unkind or judgmental of oneself. By showing compassion to others, people can create uplifting communities and relationships that enable everyone to work together to overcome obstacles. In the end, compassion leads to greater happiness because it is a potent motivator for resilience, enabling people to face failure with humility and grace.